What's going on, $5 and greater family, ladies and gentlemen? Man, it look like a raccoon pecker laying back there. Popcorn Sutton would put that good use. If you watch any of his videos, you know what I'm talking about. Today is December, I think, the 9th. It might even be the 10th. Sounds like somebody hollering at me. And I'm going to go out and run a few runs. Thought I'd bring you all along, get this video underway. I always screw around till the end of the month before I get to it. So get a little bit of jump on this one. Alright, I got to put you down here a minute. I got to get in there. And to do that, I got to find keys. And of course I've got a whole bunch of shit here and here under my arm. So I need more hands, man. You know how it is. You just never have enough hands. And always a shitload of stuff to carry. Hold on. What's going on, YouTube? This is still the same day. What you just watched me walk up here. I gotta let this truck warm up. It ain't very cold outside, but it's pretty bad. Got the old truck, everything's fixed on it now and done. Of course, I don't have the money to get a blower now, but and do all those upgrades I was telling you about. But it's too late in the year anyway. I gotta get a. This truck always overheats, man, in the summertime. It's done that since it was brand new. If I have to sit in traffic for a long time and say got the air on and the wind is up, well, I don't even have to have the air on. If I just have to sit in traffic a long time and the motor running, it'll overheat. And I almost screwed the motor up one time doing that. I took my mom to Charleston to have some doctor tests done, and I came back out and got in the truck. It was hot, you know, and I'd start it and sat there and run the air conditioner a little bit and sat out there one day, and the whole truck started shaking, man. Sitting there idling, and it didn't make any noise, but the whole truck was just thumping like that. And I shut it off really fast and saw that it had overheated. It hadn't made any steam or boiled over yet, but I guess it got hot enough to make that oil so thin that it lost oil pressure. And I let it cool down. Later, she came back out after all of her tests and fired it up, and we drove like 100 miles, and that was, wow, that's probably in 2006 or so, along there. So the truck wasn't even very old then. It's only got 60, let me look here and I'll tell you exactly what, 60,808 miles. That's all this truck's got on it. So, you know, the frame rusted. I told you all about that. Got that fixed. I've had to put ball joints in the front end of it. Of course, up there where we used to camp at all the time, you know, it's kind of a rough road in and out of there. And this old truck made a lot of trips in and out of there. Some pulling a camper and mostly just driving up there and back after we set the RV up. But yeah, and I heard Dakotas were bad about ball joints wearing out. I've always heard that. Anyway, I had to replace them one time in this truck. Had several times the brake line rusted in two and developed a leak, and you know, had to replace a brake line. In fact, I did that a year ago right now, and that was like the second or third time I've had to do that. But no major problems really. You know, what I was going to say, I want to get an electric fan. It's got a clutch fan, one of those old clutch type fans on it now. It turns by a belt, and I want to get an electric fan and put on it, rig it into the cooling system so it knows when to kick on and off. And I'm going to put a switch in the cab here where I can turn the fan on and off. So when I come out in the winter time and start it, I can keep that fan off as long as I want it off and make the truck heat up faster, if you're with me on that. If the fan's not sucking that cold air through there, even though it's set up to kick on after the truck warms up, keep it turned off in here. After it warms up, it'll warm up more faster in cold times. I'm talking about. I don't know if you're with me on that or not, but I got the picture drawn out in my head, man, what I want to do. It's raining, it's cold and nasty out today. Some of y'all been asking me about driving truck. I used to drive truck for a living. Well, in fact, I've had several different jobs doing that. When I was young, like 10 years old or so, my dad drove a coal truck. I don't know the numbers or weights or size of those trucks. It was a tandem, and I know you could haul probably 4 of these trucks in the bed of that coal truck. It freaking thing was huge, man. And he drove off-road. It was all off-road, you know, at the mines he worked at. But I was around 10 years old, and I started going to work with him. He'd take me with him, and he'd let me drive that damn thing. And he just put it in there. I had to double clutch it every time he changed gears. I learned how to do that before I could even legally drive. I knew how to double clutch in big rigs. But yeah, man, we'd load that thing up with coal, and across the mountain we'd go. And there were other trucks, you know, too. And my dad's old truck was like a 50-some model, and the frame broke on it, and you'd have it welded, and just shit wrong with it all the time. So we poked along pretty easy compared to how a lot of those truck drivers would just go wide open, man, with a load of coal on. I don't know how many tons, I don't know how many tons they could haul, but they had some serious weight on there. But yeah, I did that, drove truck. That's where I first started learning to. And I had a job one time working for an oil company, Atkins Oil. They burned down a while back when they had that big flood in 2016. But they used to have oil trucks, delivered heating oil to people's homes. And but I had that job too. But after that, I got a job driving one of the semis that would go get the heating oil and bring it down to their location and dump it into tanks, you know, underground tanks where they stored it. And then they'd load it onto these little 5,000-gallon trucks, which were pretty big, and I drove those too. Back that old semi in there one morning, man, I went to work, and it was a big snow on it. It was cold. And a buddy of mine by the name of Randy Morrison, he lives not very far from where I live right now. We went to high school together, been friends a very long time. Anyways, he worked there and drove truck too. And I backed that semi back under. They had these big tower things, steps up them, and hoses, 4-inch or so hoses, maybe 6-inch. You know, we'd open them compartments up on the top of our trucks, our tanker. I had like a 5,000-gallon one and a 10,000-gallon one, a 3,000-gallon one. You know, each compartment was a different size. Anyways, I went to work one morning, big snow on, cold, miserable day. Backed my rig. Randy was already backed underneath the thing, one of the things to load with. He was up on the stair, up on the top of it, doing something, getting ready to step over onto the truck and fill his compartments up. And I backed my truck up in there and stopped at the very end of the tanker where the first compartment was. And I was walking up the steps, and Randy had already got on top of his truck. You could just step right from the tower over onto the top of the truck. And then you had them big lids there to each compartment. And that was all covered with snow and frost and shit. And we had to put these big hoses down in the compartment and then pull a rope. And my God, man, they would pump, I don't know how many hundreds of gallons per minute that they would pump. It didn't take very long to pump 5,000 gallons in a compartment. Anyways, I was parked. The trucks, both our trucks was running, warming up. I was walking up the steps, up the tower, and we was talking. I was looking at him, and he had that big hose and was trying to get it down into the compartment. And he slipped and fell down, and naturally, when he fell, he just grabbed hold of that rope, you know. And when he fell, he pulled that rope, and that damn thing flipped up, blew up, and was squirting him up under the chin, man. Hundreds of gallons of diesel fuel, or kerosene, I think that's what he was hauling, all over him, man. I mean, you know, before he could let go of it, he was already completely soaked. I couldn't keep from laughing, man. I mean, you know, it's a bad deal for him, but oh man, I remember him getting down off there. Oh, fuck you, Schartiger. I wish it happened to you. You wouldn't see it so funny then, you know, but it was funny, man. I probably would not have laughed if it happened to me, but anyways, that was some of the things went on in my truck driving life. Now, I just drive a wee little truck, a Dakota. You all see it, I'm in it right now. All right, I got to hit the road. Talk to you cats later, man. I'll add another chapter to this as we go along this month. Probably will screw around to the end of the month before I get it up. But I told you guys I'll do it. I'm going to break my ass trying to do it if I can. Cheers. Thanks for watching. See you soon. The light's not very good in here. Here's what I was talking about, guitars to the ceiling. I've got some of them out here. They're not to the ceiling anymore. But, and I'm packing one up right here. Thought I would show you real quick the way a guitar should be packed. The way a guitar should be packed. There's a guitar in there, believe it or not. There you can see part of the case. I gotta shove it down in there a little bit farther. Maybe you can see it. I think you can. Anyways, I'm gonna put some more packing up here, tape it up. This is that Epiphone acoustic guitar that guy won in the contest. It's going out to its new home to him in the morning. All taped up like a mummy and ready to roll. Bye bye, Epiphone. What's going on, YouTube? $5 and greater family. Today is December, I think it's the 17th, and we got more problems. Well, first, the drain in our kitchen sink stopped up. Had to tear all that out, put new drain in. My son came down and helped me, or I'd still be in there doing it. Then the faucet in the bathroom, one of the bathrooms, started leaking. You couldn't turn the water off. So bought a new faucet, put that in. A week later, the drain in the bathroom started to leak. Haven't fixed that yet. And just in the past few days, my septic tank stopped up. Septic line. I don't have a tank. We're in the city sewage. And if I can get through all this shit here, the line comes out here and runs across the ditch, and the neighbors get in that ditch quite frequently, and I'm thinking maybe that happened. Now you have to excuse me, folks. I'm in a really weedy ass area right here. I gotta get through here though. Wow, I don't know if I even can. And check this line. I've been walking cue ball and a little exhausted from that. You get my old age, you get a little exhausted pretty easy. Alright. Wow, it's growed up here bad. There's where I'm trying to get. There's the creek. I didn't think it was growed up this bad though. So how y'all doing, man? Figured I'd just tell you what's been going on. One reason, video's been a little bit slow. Well, many reasons. That line runs right down here. Doesn't look like there's been anybody in it. See, my sewer line runs. You see that tree there? It runs just on this side of that tree. I've had those roots from that tree to grow into it before. It comes right down here and crosses the creek, across that driveway, and right on down the line. I figured somebody had got in this ditch because they do a lot and busted the line. The line is right there. Water's actually running over the line right there. But it don't look like anybody's had any vehicles in here. These are school kiddies. Doesn't look like any vehicles been in here. This right here, if you can see down in there, it's just a drain line from the gutters on top of the house. I'm surprised you can even see. I don't know if you can see it in the camera or not. Yeah, I think you can. That comes from the top of the house, the gutters, and just drains into this creek. Well, let's try to get back through this horrendous mess. Wow. I used to mow this back here. Hadn't been keeping it mowed. Well, last summer I didn't mow it. Anyway, here's why. That big mess of shit right there. I can't get the lawnmower through here without getting ate up with briars and crap. Need to trim all that back, I know. I tell you what, folks. At the house, never sleeps. Fucking shit like this never ends. Wow. So now I got a sewer line to dig up, I guess, unless I can find some shit and pour in it and stop it. At least I know somebody didn't run over the line like they have so many times before. The line's good, or it looks good. It's just stopped up. You'd think that line would freeze being exposed and that creek running over it all the time, but it never has. It ain't cold enough right now to freeze. So that's what's going on at the house. Never sleeps. One more chapter in the video. Damn, I'm exhausted, man. I just walked cue ball 2 miles. Should have grabbed the camera for that. But yeah. Kitchen drain started leaking. Replaced all that. Bathroom faucet started leaking. Bought all that shit new. Replaced it. And the bathroom drain started leaking. I haven't fixed that yet. And now the sewer. Yeah, I've lived here 35 years. And never had this much trouble with the plumbing the whole 35 years that we lived here. I mean, what the hell? Somebody trying to tell me something? I don't know. Here comes another school bus. This little street is busier than the main highway out here, man. I'm telling you what. It is as busy as the main drag out here. Route 20. Probably more traffic on this road. It's just a dead-end street. Where the hell they all go to? Hold on. I'll holler at you in a few. Right now, I gotta watch out for Earl. I'm videoing right now. Wow, I'm sorry. This video's been a shitty video again. Another shitty video, monthly one. Wow, man. Just freaking wow. Wow is an understatement. I told you all the things that went wrong, man, this month. I think I told you in another chapter in this video. Kitchen sink, bathroom sink, the inlet and outlet of the bathroom sink, the inlet water and the drain. Bathtub stopped up now. Commode stopped up. Second bathroom, commode completely wiped out, leaking around the damn bowl. I got to take the bowl off and get new bolts and put in there, holds the bowl onto the commode. They rusted. And now the sewer stopped up. So I got to go in there, I got to suit up, put on my hazmat suit, crawl under the house that never sleeps, and I guess take those bastards off, man. Unglue them, take them off, and see what the hell stopped up under there. Wow. So, you know, you're lucky to get a video at all. You're lucky to get a video at all, man. I swear, really. Between these videos and the ones I make for YouTube and all the shit going wrong, man, my lips are chapped. This chaps my ass. You know what I mean? So much. You know, like I said before, we lived here. We bought this place and moved here in 1992. And never had this much trouble, man. All them years, what is it? 30-some years, we never had. And then, in a month, all this shit goes wrong with the plumbing. God damn, I'd be shocked me if the main line in don't start leaking. Blow a gasket. Wow, my lips are chapped. I'm going to get some shit and put on them. Cheers to you guys. Thank you all. And, if you bought another step deeper into the house, well, you're sure getting it. Maybe in little portions, you know, short videos. Shorter than I like them to be, but at least you're getting them. You're seeing, you know, what really goes on behind the scenes. Wow, it's just unbelievable. It just blows my mind, man, to think about all the shit that I've got to do. And I want to get off here and get started today. So, see you in a month. Thank you. Thank you guys so much, man. You guys freaking rock and roll. You guys are the reason I'm even here at all. With all the shit that goes on every single day, you guys are the very ones that are even why I'm still doing it. I mean, wow, man. Nobody needs this much shit. Nobody needs this much shit to contend with. If it gets any worse, I'm just going to start hiring crews to come in here and fix shit. I'm going to hire people to do it. I always did it myself, but, you know, never been buried like this with so much at one time. It just seemed like it just keep on happening. I guess when you live in a place 30 years, that's the way it goes. Eventually you're going to have to fix stuff. Well, that time's definitely came. So let's get on it and make it gone. See you next time.